Good morning. The weather has begun to change, and with it has come a lovely cold front. So of course we have to open up the windows and let in the fresh, crisp air. Here in recent days we have also begun to see the leaves change colors and all these beautiful pops of golden red scattered amongst the trees. In today's video, I really just wanted to share with you guys a very realistic and, in my opinion, a very cozy early autumn day in my life, as we just try our best to soak in all of these beautiful little moments. I want to take you guys to explore a charming little local bookstore I just learned about, and of course our local farmers market, as well as spend some time in the garden and of course do some baking. But the goal of this video is ultimately to share with you guys that you can also romanticize your everyday life, or whatever autumn looks like for you guys right now. This day was truly a very simple day in my opinion, and I think it was one of the best days I've had here in recent weeks. I wasn't quite sure whether or not the weather was here to stay or not, so of course I wanted to make the most out of this beautiful 65 degrees morning. It was quite lovely, and for me to have a blanket on here in September seems very soon, and just so fun and enjoyable to get to spend your morning outside watching the sunrise and allowing your dogs to live their best life running around the yard, while you are simply just sipping a nice coffee and reading a good book. I'm currently just sitting outside enjoying the beautiful weather. It's literally 59 degrees out. I even have a blanket on, which is pretty much unheard of for me in the last couple of months. So kind of means that early autumn is on its way. And/or autumn may be here to stay, depending on how the weather looks the next couple of days. Unfortunately, in today's world, I think we too often rush through things. We miss out on beautiful and wholesome moments in life, and then we wonder where the time has gone. Truly, I believe that anything in this world worth doing is worth doing slowly and savoring every moment.
I knew you were waiting. Here you go.
I also want to make it very clear that you don't have to buy things in order to celebrate and enjoy the season, but that it is also perfectly okay if you want to make your home cozy and reflective of the season at hand. Okay, so I just popped into TJ Maxx like super quick because I really wanted this blanket that I saw last time. That and Sam was in a desperate need for a lamp up on our landing. I can get around in the dark, no problem whatsoever, but he doesn't want to have the overhead lights on at night, which I totally understand. I hate it too. So last time I was here, there was this beautiful like industrial lamp. I'll show you guys when I get home. And I wanted to see if it was still here. Luckily it was, and it was actually down in price even further. So that was a huge win. But, sorry, my car is so hot. There's no AC in my car. But I'm gonna run over to the bookstore real quick before they close for the day. Go wander around there, and then take these goodies back home and get them set up for a little surprise when he gets home. To me, there is something so comforting and nostalgic about a local bookstore or an old library. I love the feel of reading a tangible book. It might simply be the feeling of turning a page, or even the smell of an old book that simply feels as though it has a life and stories of its own, aside from that which is contained within its covers. That seems especially true with this bookstore, as they had books dating back hundreds of years, some of which that were behind a special case were older than our country itself. So to get to hold even some books from the 1800s that have countless lifetimes and stories to tell is breathtaking in its own way, in my personal opinion. But as I began to wander around the store and the local bookstore owner eventually found his way to me, we continued to talk about all the stories that this building had to share and just how he came to own the place. And it truly is funny to see how small the world can be at times, as it turns out that the bookstore owner was actually from the town that we moved from back in Kentucky. As me and the owner were talking, it became so incredibly clear how proud he is of what he's built. To start from a singular bookshelf and move all the way into this beautiful bookstore containing probably hundreds of thousands of books is a feat of its own, but more so, it's truly amazing to have built a place that everyone can find the joy of reading, from young children to adults to the local college students and even the retirees that were in there with me. And while I'm not sure that I would want to own a bookstore of my own, I do hope that one day I can have a library to share with friends and families and neighbors alike, just to share all the little treasures and stories that I've collected throughout the years, and maybe even the stories behind the books and where and when they were collected. I think it's truly so special to see what someone values or is interested in by what they collect and have in their home and share with others. To show you guys this absolutely adorable children's space, complete with books free for parents and kids to read together, areas for them to play, even areas for the teenagers and middle schoolers, kind of like that nook that was tucked underneath the bookshelves that I showed you guys earlier. There was just so much thought put into this bookstore that I just wanted to share it. And while it's not the most beautiful thing in the world, it's beautiful to me because of the purpose that it serves in bringing kids and families together to spend quality time, whether that be reading or otherwise. Okay, so the local bookstore also happens to be the cutest bookstore I have ever seen in my entire life. It's in this old historic building. Apparently it's the second oldest building in town. And it was the original library. Here was also a museum, was taken over during the war, like all kinds of things. This building's been around since the 1800s. And as you guys saw, it is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And the owner is the sweetest person ever. I would share what it is, but then it would give away where I live, so you kind of had to look on that one. But go check out like your local libraries, your local small town bookstores. I'm sure they probably don't get enough traffic as it is. Just go look around. Okay, so I want to do a little book haul with you guys real quick. Alright, so I went to the local bookstore and picked up this beautiful old copy of Pride and Prejudice really wanted to watch this. I wanted to read this. I watched the movie a long time ago, and I believe I read this back in high school, but it's been so long, so I figured why not? Not to mention, it's just beautiful, so can't hurt. Then this is one that I was recommended by Mom for eventual motherhood, but it's called The Mission of Motherhood. And then, quite frankly, a lot of the rest of these are ones that I wanted just because they sounded interesting, but they also are just pretty books. So this is Miss Whaley in her Charleston garden. And I read about a chapter of this when I was outside, and it seemed kind of like someone's musings and like what their garden ended up looking like. And I don't feel like their garden zone is too far off from ours, so it might be a good thing to just read on. It was also supposedly the most private garden in America. Not sure if that's true or not, but for other purposes, like if you're used this for decor, just a nice little white spine. And then this one was another one that was just interesting and pretty. So it's called Beyond Your Doorstep. Yeah, the handbook to the country. And also look at, I love when they do like the rough edge cuts on a book. I think it's so pretty. Also, please ignore the fact that somehow my hair looks like a rat's nest. But anyways, also this is like someone's library stamp for their personal library, which is so cute. And then just going through it had sections on like canning and then planting, inviting people over, stuff like that. And I think it's a mix of like fictional with non-fiction elements as well. But anyways, again, pretty book. And I think these two together would make a beautiful little stack. This one I just thought would be fun as a coffee table book, and it was $1. Like, also, I just love old architecture like this, so of course I was gonna buy it. And then when you take the sleeve off, also, can we talk about how pretty that is too? But anyways, it's just a nice neutral book. If you want to set a candle on it, you can. But this is a book I would 100% pick up and flip through. Like, we just flipped to a random page. Like, this is just like some artist loft in New York City. Like, it's just very pretty and fun to look through, especially if you're trying to get into like home design or like to dream about like a house that you could probably never afford. It's a fun touch. And then lastly, I love French cuisine, and I found this Paris cookbook. So I figured that one couldn't hurt to pick up as well. They had some lovely baked goods, as well as so many fun salads and things I've never thought to try. So I will work through this and let you know what I think. I have no idea where you can find this otherwise. I've never seen it before. But that is my little book haul, I think, all in all, with, well, I'll show you this side of the bag, but I'm not going to show you the book or the bookstore's name. But all in all, I got all these books for under $30, and then the $10 little tote bag as well. So that wasn't bad at all. Okay, now I want to do just a very quick TJ Maxx haul. I wasn't really intending to go in there to buy anything. I didn't even grab a basket. So, to show you guys, the first thing I picked up was this picture frame. We have this artwork from one of our old travels, and I thought it'd be fun just to have up on our landing up there too. So I'm gonna put this next to this super industrial lamp that I got for upstairs. Okay. So I got this very fun industrial little lamp, and I thought it would be fun to kind of juxtapose like the modern right here with more of a vintage touch. Anything that has like that filigree edge I think is so pretty. But anyways, it's just simple things that we mostly needed and or have been looking at for a while. And then this is the little throw blanket that I really wanted to buy last time and just held off on and decided the past couple of weeks that I really did want it. It's very subtle, like if you can see, it's a little bit of green and orange mixed in with a white cream beige color. So it's very subtle fall. I kind of like it for Thanksgiving and everything as well. Plus, it's starting to get colder outside here. And so between me and my husband, we only have one little throw blanket that we take outside with us. So it'll be nice to have a nice little addition to that as well. But that is all I went to our local little farmer's market to. They had all of the pumpkins, all the cute fantasy pumpkins, carving pumpkins, anything that you can imagine out. I don't necessarily know that I think that we're going to decorate outside this year. It is just expensive to decorate with pumpkins. Like, even if they're only $6, $7, to have a whole bunch of them could easily cost you $100. And that's just for some outside decor, or if you use them inside too, but it is just expensive. I don't think that you have to do that per se. I think it's fun if you can, but this year, since we don't really have much fall decor at all, I just want to focus on the inside of our home before focusing on the outside. With the changing of the seasons comes the turning over of the garden from a luscious summer garden into a smaller autumnal winter garden. I'm still getting used to learning all the things in this new gardening zone, but decided to go ahead and try my hand again at another round of spinach. And then I am considering planting some radishes as well. I'm not the biggest radish person, but I think it'd be fun just to have a few. But otherwise, I was also just taking stock of what seeds I have. We were in such a rush when we first moved down here to get the house situated, just get the simple garden set up, put together, all before it was time to plant. And by the time I did plant, I was still several weeks late. So next time around, I look forward to better planning out what I'm going to have in our summer garden. But for now, let's enjoy our autumn garden and plenty of leafy greens, probably some carrots and some radishes as well. And for the heck of it, we're going to try to replant and regrow all of our winter squash, since many of the insects around here unfortunately got a hold of them earlier, and so we had to completely start over. But regardless, spending time in the garden is truly my happy place, and even if none of it actually grew, even though that would be a shame, it still would be worth it just for the peace of mind and the enjoyment that I get from it. And I don't think that gardening is for everyone, but I think everyone should at least give it a try at least once in their life to see if maybe it's for you as well. While I am very passionate about gratitude and showing and giving thanks, I find the colder seasons to be more so steeped in gratitude and celebration, whether it simply be for the season, of friends and family, or life in general. But tonight I am making a cake as a belated birthday cake for myself, as well as cookies to celebrate one of our friends' birthdays as well. He just happens to love cookies a lot more than he loves cake. hope you guys don't mind me sharing some of my late night thoughts, but I often find that when my hands are busy or when I'm working hard is when my brain allows itself to just wander carelessly throughout thoughts, and I often find answers to questions that I've had for days or weeks or longer. But tonight I just kind of had a simple realization, and that is that one of the things that I am continuing to learn is that the secret of being happy, truly happy, is doing things for other people. And not only being content, but truly happy with your life as it is today in this present moment. That truly is all we have, is this present moment. And so find a way to be happy and find the beauty in all things whenever possible. I know that it's hard at times, but truly this life is so special. And I often think about how in the instance that for some reason we did die and somehow come back to this earth, I think that we would find the most mundane things so beautiful and amazing. To think that we can just flip a switch and have light and electricity in our home, or to look out the window and see the changing colors of the sky throughout the day, or the various flowers and trees and bugs and animals and all the things that grace this earth. Truly, this world is so beautiful and so special, and I just hope that we can all take a moment to appreciate that and think about that more often. But as this video comes to an end, I just wanted to thank you guys so much for watching. It truly means the world to me. This is just a place for me to share some of my life and thoughts and hopefully help you change your life for the better as well. My ultimate goal in all this is to just help as many people live a happy and wholesome life. That's all I want. And if this resonates with you, I hope you will like and subscribe, and see you again in the next video. Bye guys.